Hi, I'm Mary.
And I'm Katie, and this is the Housewife Did It.
Bonus edition.
Finally!
I don't know what category we'll put this bonus episode into, or if we need to make a new category for
Reality
reality
TV,
TV related
crime
bonus
crossovers.
episode. Yeah. Um, reality crime.
Real crime. Not true. Real.
Yeah. Um, I'll think on it. But welcome.
Yeah, if you're here,
Katie
welcome.
didn't give
Thank
away
you.
why you're here
No,
in the last episode, but
I probably should have.
if you're here, we'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm. So, we just did a full true crime episode on the Trailside Killer, and we talked about a woman named Lois who had survived his attempted murder of her, and that woman is Lisa Rinna's mother. And we found out about this, and I found out about the Trailside Killer when Lisa and Lois talked about it on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills a few years ago. So, just give me a short little bonus episode just about the lady and the legend, Lois. Cool.
Lady Legend Lois.
Yes. Lois DeAndrade was acquainted with David Carpenter and his wife. They were kind of friends. She was standing at a bus stop when David drove up and offered her a ride, which was not alarming because she knew him.
Mm-hmm.
She was on her way to work, but he wanted her to come meet his new baby and see his wife. And then he would drop her off at work. He's like, please, she wants you to meet the baby. He says that his wife is in Presidio, which is a military base, with a friend. Why am I going to meet your baby, not at your house? Why are we going to a military base to meet your baby? She noticed that as they drove, he got very intense, which was strange for him. But he said he was just getting a little lost. It was in this moment that Lois tried to jump out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
She said, goodbye. But he stopped the car, chased her out, and dragged her back to his car, where he bound her with ropes and then pulled out a knife and hammer. He tells her that he just has this need to have sex.
Because that's what his therapist told him.
Yeah. Now, the therapist did tell him this after this, but...
No.
A military police vehicle pulls up to the scene at the exact moment that Lois is able to make a run for it. But Carpenter chases her again and hits her in the head with the hammer in front of the military patrol officer. Officer Hicks walks up while David Carpenter is repeatedly hitting Lois with the hammer. Carpenter notices the officer and shoots at him with a pin he has that shoots pellets. He is living in the future.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
What does that mean? It is
Like,
1960.
Everyone there is like, oh my gosh, this is horrifying. And then he pulls that out and they're like, wait, pause. What is that?
Yeah, it like feels like I'm watching an episode of like Gotham or some sort of like Batman thing.
Yeah. It's like a Percy Jackson crossover.
Yeah. The pellet grazes the officer's face, causing him to shoot his gun at David, hitting him in the leg and stomach before taking him in. Lois had serious injuries and had to have facial and bone reconstruction. Because Lois knew David personally, she was able to tell authorities that her friend David had a severe stutter, but when he started attacking her, it vanished.
Scary.
Mm-hmm. So when that reporter that we talked about in the true crime episode said, I heard his stutter and I knew what those people were hearing, she might not. She might not.
Yeah.
Because he could have been so confident when he was like, oh, I'm about to kill them.
That's scary.
She said that he was able to speak incredibly clearly, which is like a whole other thing for the psychiatrist, right? Like he's saying his coping skill is raping women, but like it might literally be that like the thing that stops his stutter is like murder.
Right.
Crazy.
That's horrifying, actually.
Because this kidnapping and assault had taken place on a military base, it was a federal crime. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison. His wife filed for divorce. He served 7 of the 14 years, and when he was released, he just continued committing horrific acts against women. Lisa Rinna explained that her mother hadn't told her about this until she was an adult, finally telling her the truth about why she had metal plates in her head and had no sense of smell. She says, when I finally learned the truth, I had such great sadness and empathy for my mom, knowing that not only did this happen to her, but that she basically just stuffed those feelings for how many years? She never dealt with it. She never talked about it. She never even told her daughter about it. Lisa also said that she wished her dad was still alive to see how brave her mother was by sharing her story on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The same year as that attack in 1960, Lois met and married Frank Rinna. They lived together in California for a little longer before moving to Oregon in 1970. Lois was a star tennis player at their country club and very involved in their community. And she became famous at 88 years old when she began joining her daughter on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I'm going to play the clip of her talking about it on the show.
Yay.
So cute.
What did you think of that dinner last night?
Oh my gosh, it was wild. It really was. I don't think I've ever heard you women speaking about politics or anything
Well,
like
we
that.
don't usually, but because of what's going on, it's very, very timely. And, you know, women coming out, being honest about being raped and sexually harassed. I mean, they've kept quiet for a long time, and there's a reason why they keep quiet,
I know.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, you were lucky.
I was very lucky.
You were
Very.
lucky.
Yeah. I should not even be here. You shouldn't even be here.
I
Yeah.
know.
A few years before I was born, my mom was attacked by a man that she worked with.
That was a really bad thing. And I knew him. Yeah.
He picked her up at the bus stop, and then all of a sudden he started to drive her down this really deserted road.
I thought that was it, that I was going bye-bye. He's straddling me, and he had a hammer in one hand, a knife in another.
He tried to rape her. He tried to kill her. Luckily, a military policeman had seen them drive down this deserted road, and he knew no one was supposed to be down there, so he followed them down. My mom was saved that day because of the military policeman.
I was the first one that he went to jail for. They gave him 7.5
That's right.
years.
And then he got out.
Yeah.
Had he killed anybody up
Not
to
at
that point?
that point.
After he got out, he then did all the murders.
Yeah. And then he went back for life.
He became a serial killer. He killed many people.
16 to 18 women. Yeah.
You know, when you first hear about it, you're like, that can't be real. Like, how's that real?
Real. I still can't remember when you actually told me, because I remember when I was growing up, you would say that you couldn't smell anything and you had metal plates in your head because some kid on the playground hit you on the head with a hammer.
Is that what I said? God.
I just thought that was what happened.
When I finally learned the truth, I had such great sadness and empathy for my mom, knowing that not only did this happen to her, but that she basically just stuffed those feelings for how many years? She never dealt with it. She never even talked about it. She never even told her daughter about it.
I told myself I wasn't going to have you a little scared girl running around, but it was hard for me to let go.
I was never scared, but
Yeah.
I think you were so overprotective that I never trusted anything. I must have put out such an energy that no one would ever even with me.
Mm.
It's really rare that I'm one of the only people that I know that was not raped or sexually harassed any way, shape, or form in my life.
Because my mom didn't tell me for so many years. Seeing Dr. Ford get run through the ringer touches me in a very deep way. It takes so much courage to come forward. I think the least we can do is show these victims compassion.
Yeah, so Lisa Rinna gave us the context a little. This was starting about Dr. Blasey Ford, is that how we say it? In 2019. So, isn't Lois so cute?
Mm-hmm.
A little nugget. So, Lois Rinna, at this point, had one stroke in 2019, that same year, that severely impacted her. She was eventually able to walk and talk again after months of rehab. at the age of 92, though, in 2021. She had another stroke, this time fatal. After surviving an attack by a man who would become a serial killer, she had gone on to live a long and happy life. And I think that's so cute. I'm going to play you a couple short, like her and Lisa doing like dancing TikToks.
Okay.
Because I think that's so fun. All right.
Cute.
What? Isn't she so cute? She was 91 when she was doing those dances with Lisa. And I think it's so fun that, like, she, like, kind of fully became, like, famous. Like, she became, like, a character on the show. And, like, good for her, girl. She's so cute. So, that's our Bravo crime crossover. Our first one. Other ideas are obviously Jen Shaw.
Yeah.
And Tom and Erica Girardi.
We could talk about Thomas Ravenel.
Yeah.
Bad person.
That's the scandal. Bad person. Start the bad person.
There's a new stew on Below Deck Med who she's Scottish, but she kind of sounds Welsh, and she came on and started causing drama, and Sammy said, she's a bad person. I was like, I can't handle it anymore.
Well, that's Mary's introduction to Lois and all of yours.
Yes.
Nice. Also, I think it's crazy. Kaylor from Love Island USA said if she could have dinner with any person, dead or alive, any person dead or alive, it would be Lisa Rinna.
For $1, name a terrible person.
Here's the thing.
Answer is Lisa Rinna.
After watching Beverly Hills back, I actually love Lisa Rinna. But she wouldn't be my one person. My one person in the whole world, dead or alive. Like over Jesus for us, some people. Over
Taylor Swift.
Presidents, over Taylor Swift. Lisa Rinna. Look, I might pick a Bravo celebrity too, but like.
Wouldn't be that one.
Stassi.
But you have met Stassi.
Oh, that's true. I didn't get to have dinner with her. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for hanging with us over on YouTube.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.